Integrity. When contemplating traits that a person would want in an employee, advisor, friend, or spouse, integrity frequently tops the list. But what exactly is integrity, and what makes it a trait even more powerful than honesty? And most importantly, how do we give our children and grandchildren the gift of integrity? Stay tuned to find out. Hi, for those of you new to my channel, I'm Dr. Creadon Wright. I'm a board-certified family physician with over 33 years experience treating patients. Now that I've retired, I have the time to share the wisdom that I've gained from my education and patient interactions. And you have the ability to benefit from this without having to live through med school, residency, and patient care yourself. Almost everyone admires a person of integrity. But what exactly is integrity? Most of us understand the concept of honesty as being truthful. Integrity encompasses honesty, but is so much more than that. Integrity implies following a strong moral code, not because it's a rule or a law, but because it is the right thing to do. And those actions allow a person to respect himself even when faced with difficult situations. If someone borrowed a car and accidentally scratched it, a dishonest person might say that the scratch was already there or that someone else must have done it after the borrower returned the car. An honest person would admit that they caused the scratch, but they may say that it is barely noticeable and not a big concern. Or they may try to blame the circumstances, such as a tree branch had been extending into the parking space. A person of integrity, however, would not only admit that they caused the damage, but also offer a sincere apology and do everything in their power to rectify the situation. So how do we give our children and grandchildren the gift of integrity? This gift is given by example. By seeing you live a life of integrity, your children and grandchildren will typically respond to situations in a manner modeled for them by the people they love and respect. The first component of integrity is making and keeping commitments to your child. If you tell them that you're going to work on their Pinewood Derby car with them when you get home from work, then you find you're too tired, so you put it off for another day, you have just shown your child that you do not respect them or yourself enough to keep that commitment. Some people feel they can avoid breaking commitments to their children by never agreeing in advance to any particular activity. But simply not lying to your children is not enough. You must make and keep commitments to them so that they know they are important to you and that you are a person of your word. By doing this, you are showing them living examples of integrity. The next component of integrity is keeping your word. If you promise a day at the zoo if your children keep their rooms clean for a week, follow through. Conversely, it is equally important not to make empty threats. If you have a trip planned to Disney World, but you tell your child that they won't get to go if they whine one more time, what do you actually do when they whine? Don't set yourself up to break your word. Your children need to know that your word is golden and that the consequences you set up for breaking household rules are fair and consistent. Another component to integrity is owning up to your mistakes and admitting when you are wrong. This should be done without looking for ways to shift the blame to someone or something else. After admitting that you are wrong, it is important to follow that with a proper apology. A proper apology includes a heartfelt expression of regret for upsetting the other person or whatever damage you have inflicted on the situation. Lastly, it needs to include a statement of what you are going to do to correct the situation and prevent it from happening again. For example, if you missed the first half of your son's basketball game, a poor apology would be, "I'm sorry I was late, but at least I'll get to see the second half." Or, "I'm sorry I was late. Our meeting went on longer than expected." An example of a good apology would be, "I am so sorry I missed the first half of your game. I should have been there in the stands cheering you on. From now on, I will set an audible alarm on my phone so that when it goes off, I'll explain that I have a commitment that I have to keep and I will leave. Would you be willing to fill me in on what happened during the first half? One last way to give your child the gift of integrity is to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Don't ask your children to lie about their age so they can get into an event for a lower price. Don't ask for a cup for water, then use it for pop at the self-serve restaurant. If you accidentally drop a piece of trash on the ground, pick it up, even if no one would know you were the one who left it. These small actions will gradually make an impression because someone really is watching you at all times, your child. By living your own life with integrity, you will also be giving your child the gift of integrity. If you're enjoying this series on the most precious gifts you can give to your child or grandchild, please subscribe to my channel. This will help ensure that you're up to date on my most recent content. My next video will focus on how to give the gift of confidence.